Hello everyone, welcome back to the last song from Yesterwynde, Lanternlight. We will talk about the album a little bit after this last song, so let's check it out.
Gone is the hurt, the weight. Gone is the warmth of day.
So, starts quite soothing and mellow.
Boat saved happy memories and great.
Could maybe be a ballad.
Oh, into a velvety night beneath the lanternlight. Last night brought the heaviest of snows, melting the songs of old. Tying the boat, ride a new one soon.
Pretty sure there's a real orchestra.
To the drowning moon, far above the lantern light.
Okay, kind of shifting in a bit more darker direction. Also the strings doing the more staccato, a bit more energy. Again, all these strings.
I'm in the light and flood. I'm in the fall wind.
Nice harmonies.
I'm the wave shaping pebbles, rollers, chairs. I am the snow on your palm. I am the secret stream, lost beneath your feet.
That little string line.
Who climbed off my back not long ago, a sheltered song in a world like old petrified, the timeless. Timeless this way and
Man. So, it kept building, but now it's really grand. Flute even, I think.
trees. I am the secret stream.
The night falling at my feet, into the forest of Yesterwynde.
Sorry. So that was kind of the opposite of ending with a bang. But I would say quite the beautiful composition still. I like the dynamic. It's kind of had its peak in the middle of the song, not really towards the end. But yeah, when it goes there, it's really grand. It's really epic. Even though this song overall is pretty calm. Probably the most, like the calmest song of the whole album, I would say. It's an interesting end to this because, about this album as a whole, it really is, a masterfully created, crafted piece of music. And I think I kind of touched on a point like that before, which, undeniably it's a great composition. And, the songs are written in a way, all the layers, all the instruments, that's basically the composition, is fantastic. But and that's the point that I also mentioned before, some of the songs, like for example this last one, I mean, obviously this could be considered kind of the outro, but some of the songs, they just don't get me going as much as, some of the more earlier songs, for example. Kind of one song, for example, I had to think of a little bit was like the Siren. Like not just on this song, like the whole album kind of reminded me a bit style-wise of that song. And I just think, for example, a song like the Siren is, I don't know, more engaging. It's just keeps me, I don't know, it has more catchy elements. Maybe it's a simpler composition. Maybe that is the reason. I'm not really sure. And songs like on here, like An Ocean of Strange Islands, I really love. And you could also say it's kind of a more metal because of all the double kicks that is throughout this whole album. And some parts are pretty metal still. But yes, in some, I would say overall, I'm a little bit missing like the catchiness is maybe not the right word, because Nightwish never really was about the being overly catchy, but there's something about this album that to me makes it feel more like a classical composition, more something like you would, listen to some Beethoven symphony or something, rather than a metal album. If you get what I mean here. That's kind of my thoughts about the album. But it's also just my initial thoughts. You know, I listened to all of these songs once, and then I listened to it one time, apart from this last song, which we just listened to now. So it might grow or change over time. You can let me know your opinions about this album. And not really having a huge critique, you know, about Floor not being so featured. I still think she's featured well enough, and I think we also touched on that before. This album is just, it feels pretty balanced in a way, you know, all the orchestral elements and all the music elements are kind of balanced out with the vocals. I'm not sure if that makes sense, if how I'm describing it, but you know, a lot of times the vocals, I feel, take a huge spotlight in music in general. Like the vocals are 50% and all of the rest is also 50%, which, yeah, you know, all of the rest, there's probably like 5 instruments. And here it more feels like, yeah, everything has a similar part. So I actually kind of like that. And, you know, I don't feel like disappointed in this album. It's just, I feel, yeah, a bit of a different approach maybe. And yeah, maybe you just have to be in the mood for it, or like it doesn't fit my immediate mood. Like if I would say, okay, if I'm in the mood for Nightwish, I probably wouldn't choose Yesterwynde most of the time. At least that's how I feel about it right now. But like I said, you can let me know all of your opinions in the comments. And thank you for watching, and hopefully see you next time. Bye!